Ralph Emerson said that one of the best things about old friends is that you can afford to be stupid with them. For Maynard and I, we've done our share of stupid stuff together. After all, we've been friends since kindergarten. It was only natural that when Scout's stories came together, that Maynard would join us for the journey. What I didn't expect was for him to come to me at the end of the season and say that he wanted to get started in archery. So I set him up with an expedition bow, and we decided that turkey season would be his first season. He had the skills, he had the tools. Now the rest would be up to him. This is his story. In every story, there is a beginning and an end. How will you tell your story? Man, that was one heck of a story.
Well, it's opening day of archery turkey here, southeastern South Dakota. We decided to come out, set up this afternoon. The weather had to wait for it to kind of warm up. For being early April, it's still like 14 degrees this morning. Right now it's probably just 30 degrees, a light wind. Actually feels pretty good. It'd be a really nice day if it was February, but yeah, we got set up here. Haven't heard anything gobble. I tried a couple crow calls on the way in. Haven't seen anything move. We did set up kind of adjacent to a bean stubble field that we saw a deer out feeding in when we came in. Got decoys set out and hoping for the best. Nothing else, we'll try again next weekend.
Just wait. Tried calling a little bit. Not getting any response. No gobbles or anything. Don't see anybody out feeding. All I do is wait. There's four birds for sure.
Not too bad of a day for being out here first time archery, turkey hunting, seeing some birds. It's always a good time, just never made their way towards us. We'll try setting up our decoys a little bit differently the next go around, but always a good day when you can see some birds, see some deer, and just be outside. Kind of got set up with Expedition Archery, set us up nice with a good bow for this year. We originally planned on doing shotgun turkey, but we kind of missed the draw dates and we're kind of stuck with archery, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. This last maybe 2-3 months, we've been really hitting the range just about every single day, dialing in those bows and getting ready to go. Just can't wait to have an opportunity to take a shot on a bird and make it count.
Well, we're back out trying to get after these turkeys again. It's been a pretty rough couple of weeks since the last time we were out. The spring has just been terrible weather for hunting. We got dumped with 14 inches of snow, followed up by another 6 inches 4 days ago. So now we've had a string of some nice weather. So this is the first day I've had off to be able to come out here. Most of the snow is pretty much all gone now. We got out here pretty early this morning. Kind of got set up. We had a ton of gobbling kind of from all over the place, but nobody kind of really came in. We set up kind of to the south of where we were last time. We kind of got on some private ground now and just kind of see how this works out. You know, we kind of came in here, you know, it was really early and really dark, and we didn't quite really know where we were going to set up exactly. We had an idea. Well, we're wrapping things up for today. We heard a lot of gobbling throughout the day. We started right away in the morning. Seemed like heard gobbles from every direction, and had a little sprinkle that came through about 8 o'clock, and everything kind of quieted down about around that time. We changed our setup a little bit so our decoys could be a little bit more visible. About 10 o'clock, we had sounded like 2 or 3 toms kind of coming in down the valley, but we just never really seen them come up to the top. We'll see what happens next time we come out here and kind of see if we change our setup or try something else, or just take what we learned from today and go from there.
At Jay's Mobile, he knows your schedule is busy, so don't let that affect your day. Justin will come to you. Specializing in mobile auto repair, car lockout service, and vehicle pre-purchase inspections, Justin uses only quality parts that will fit your car and your checkbook. Don't hesitate. Call today and let Jay come to you. That's Jay's Mobile.
Well, I came out here again this morning. The wind's a little bit stronger than what we expected. It's probably 15, maybe 20 mile an hour. We're gonna kind of move spots here and kind of stick to things and see what happens. Well, like I said, a pretty good half hour. The top goblin had us kind of started in the back and worked his way around to our left side, then back behind us again. He just never really wanted to come out to the open. Something, I don't know what he didn't like, but then he kind of just took off to the east and never really came out of the trees for us. But that's probably the best goblin that we've had so far. So every day it gets a little bit better. So we'll keep calling and see if something else will kind of happen. But so this morning when we were setting up, I set my call holder that's attached to my bag. We set it in the grass while I got the ground blind and the decoy set up. And the striker got wet. It rained here yesterday, so everything's a little wet. The field's a little muddy, and the grass is, of course, wet too. So the striker tip got wet, and luckily I had some nightingale mouth calls. However, I strongly dislike using mouth calls. I'm just not proficient at it. So I'm limited to what calls I can do. And when the turkey came in, I tried to lightly chirp at him. I don't know if that kind of scared them away a little bit or not, or if they maybe didn't like the blind or something. But you know, all year round we've been working the slate calls and the pop call. We've been using it. It's been going good for us. And then you get the right setup and you can't use it. So that's just the way hunting is. You're tested. Your abilities are tested. And God tests you. So he made me get out the diaphragm call today. It made me try it. And you know, it's something in the off season we definitely need to work on. Practice a little bit more. It's not something you can just pick up and do. But we still got a lot of time left. And usually about 9:30, 10 o'clock is actually when they've been coming out to this field edge. So, if you're a turkey hunter and you've never put a mouth call that's full of dirt in your mouth and tasted what the turkeys taste, then don't call yourself a turkey hunter.
So it's about 8 o'clock in the morning and I moved sets here. I sitting over this cut bean field that
I don't know. We just aren't hearing a lot today, so I switched sets or sit over here, just kind of sit here most of the morning, kind of be quiet, maybe let out a couple clucks, but kind of just see if they can see our decoys across the field and come in. There's this high fence here, not really high fence, but chicken wire fence. I sometimes wonder if they don't like to cross that too, but over in the corner directly across that there is an opening, and another hunter that hunts out here on this private land, he has a blind set over there, and he shot a bird here just earlier this week, so I know they're coming out into it. I just don't think they like this side. Hopefully they see the decoys and come across.
Tom Kelly wrote that you don't hunt turkeys because you want to. You hunt turkeys because you have to. This season, we understood what that meant. It became an addiction. It became something that we had to do. I had to let Maynard harvest his first turkey. I had to get him the opportunity. So finally, on the very last day of the season, we caught a break. A little fog rolled in about mid-morning, and we found a group of gobblers and a couple hens sitting on the hillside. We decided we're going to go on foot and make a move.
They're just hanging out there. I think if we use that fence line, we can slip on down to where those trees jet out and set up there.
I know where I want to be.
I'm gonna drop my pack.
I think when we get up these trees, we can cut them off.
Just come around to the end of these trees here. I think they're gonna stay over there. They're gonna cross over to the other side of that fence.
They come down on this side of the fence line?
Yeah, there's a break in these trees up here. I think if we can get there soon enough, I'll have a pretty good chance at them.
I would think if anything, work into this field. Yeah. I wish they'd gobble again. Yeah, I don't even give a slight idea where their location's at. So there's two good times coming up from that little draw. They started out at about 50 yards and then got out close to the trees. You can hear them gobbling. They got to be so close where I had this dead tree in front of me, I couldn't shoot through it. Even when I was standing, they were definitely within 20 yards, but they just kept close enough to the trees where I always had a branch in front of them.
Well, I think I put a pretty good shot on the turkey. After that, 7 of them kind of walked out past the fence line in the corn stubble. Found my arrow. Unfortunately, my arrow looks pretty clean, but found a pile of feathers, no blood, but they kind of went out through this cornfield, so we'll follow them up there and then we'll take a look at the footage and see what actually happened. But it sounded like a good hit, felt like a good hit. And well, came across some more feathers. We seen that whole flock that left those trees kind of tucked into these trees here. So we'll keep looking and find some more sign and hopefully find our bird. Right there. Oh yeah. There's a bird. First archery turkey in the book. Heck of a fun morning. You know, we came out here, it was all drizzly and just wet, cold, damp. Kind of chased these birds around for a couple hours. It was pretty easy to find them. They're just kind of hanging out in that pasture. And we tried to kind of play the trees and kind of guess where they're going to be, and we had never guessed correctly, but I kind of made just the right guess and set up in the trees, kind of in a pretty well sheltered area. There's like the tree belt and a couple other scattered trees next to that stock pond, and they just kind of like to hang in there. And I just kind of got set up real quick like, and they came walking by and put a hit on them. It looks like I kind of hit them a little bit low, so I did kind of go a little bit farther than I wanted, but.
There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. For Maynard, he learned the story of perseverance. He learned to not give up, and he learned just what hunting means to him. He set out on a goal to harvest his first archery animal, and he accomplished just that, and started a new chapter in his story.